शाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं तन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु विज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 62, verse number 18. So in the previous class we studied about Banasura, because the question was asked how Aniruddha married Usa, the daughter of Banasura. So he explained Banasura was son of Bali, who is grandson of Prahlad, and he was a great devotee of Shiva, and he satisfied Shiva, and therefore he got the boon from him. And then he got another boon because he wanted to fight to satisfy his fighting ability. So Shiva said that when the flag will break down, then your enemy would come to fight with you. So then we changed the flow and talked about Usha, who had a dream in which she met Aniruddha, although did not know who is she. And then she woke up and speaking, "Where is my lover? Where has he gone?" So she had a friend called Chitralekha, daughter of Kubhanda, who was one minister of Banasura. So she asked him, and then she told what has happened. So now Chitralekha speaks. Shailesh, do you have a question?
I have a question, if I can ask about the episode of killing of Rukmi.
Yeah.
I was thinking, was this punishment that Balaram gave him by killing him proportionate? Was the punishment that he received from Balaram, was it proportionate considering his actions? Because he was not, if I remember, he was not, physically attacking Balaram. He was abusing and cheating and all that. But from the perspective of Vedic Dharma, would that be considered as a lawful punishment?
No. But this is the problem with Kshatriyas. So you are thinking from Brahmanical point of view. Kshatriya dharma is different. This is one thing which modern people cannot understand. So, and they are right, they think like that, but everything is not applicable in every circumstance. So in Vedic culture, it's not that all rules are applicable to everybody. This is one of the very common characteristic or different characteristic of the Vedic Dharma, that Dharma is not same for everybody. There are certain principles which apply to everybody, but there are certain principles which are specific to certain people. So with Adhikari Bheda, there is a difference in law or principles of Dharma. So therefore among Kshatriyas it works like that. Because Kshatriyas, their basic characteristic is fighting. And fighting also means killing. Otherwise, how is that they are allowed to go and they do hunting? So which law is saying that they can hunt and kill innocent animals? So among Kshatriyas it is like, there is a sloka like that Kshatra dharma is so heinous that a brother can kill a brother. Bhrataram bhrataram hanyat. Bhrata bhrataram hanyat. I think even probably Balram speaks like that. It may come later on. So therefore some of the things are a little bit jarring to the modern mind, because we are accustomed that law is equal to everyone. Therefore, when they make a picture of the justice, they have a woman with a black cloth covering her eyes. So what is the significance of covering the eyes? Means she is not biased. Not that she is blind, she has eyes, but they are being covered means she is not biased towards anybody. Everybody she sees equally. So that's the significance of that. Okay? Not satisfied?
So it was lawful from the Kshatriya code point of view.
Yeah, Kshatriya are ready to kill. You do nonsense. Why are you making fun of me? When actually I won and you lost, and then on top of that, you make fun of me. So I teach you a lesson that you don't do it again. Okay, So Chitralekha uvacha Visnam te karshami trilokyam yadi bhavyate tamaneshe naram yaste manoharta tamadisha. So Chitralekha said that I will remove your suffering, because she was in great grief having missed her lover. He says that if he is part of this three world, I will find him and I will bring him. Tam aneshe naram yaste. I will bring that man if he is within the three worlds. So this is a good friend. This is what is called friendship. She was immediately concerned about the friend, and seeing the friend suffering, she said, don't worry, I will remove your grief and bring this man. If he is within three worlds anywhere, I will bring him. So Manoharta Tamadesha. Who is this man? Naram Manoharta, that who has stolen your heart. So you just tell me, because I am going to make a painting or line drawing, whatever, and you just inform me. And if you can identify that, then I will get him. So that's a very good friend. So bhavyate prapyate, that's only commentary. Ityuktva deva gandharva siddha charana pannagan daitya vidyadharan yakshan manujan yatha likhat. So after saying this, what did she do? She started drawing the pictures of various devas, gandharvas, siddhas, charanas, and pannaga. Pannaga means snake. So various types of people. These are all Devyonis. Among the Devyonis, this Rakshasas, Kinnaras, Gandharvas, Charanas, Yakshas, they are all part of Devyoni. So she was drawing Daitya, Vidyadhara, Yaksha, and human beings also. So she drew picture quickly. She must be fast, like Google can do these days. So she drew pictures of all this, and she was showing it to her and asking that if you can recognize which one is this. So frankly speaking, there was no need for her to draw all these pictures, because one thing she had said, Usha had said, that this man who appeared in the dream was Shyam. Right? She said that he was Shyam and was having yellowish dress. So then there is no need of drawing picture of somebody who is not Shyam. At least a lot of people are already excluded. Because he said, Drishta kaschin naras swapne Shyama hai kamal lochana pitavasa vrihad bahur yoshitam hridangama. So she already gave a hint that he is blackish in color and he is wearing yellowish dress. So now all these devas, they are not blackish in color, so why draw them? Why waste time? So why was she doing like this? She wanted to show, look, I am actually a good painter. And I can draw all kinds of paintings. So have trust in me. Because when an artist is there, he loves to show her art, right? That's the pleasure. So, especially when there is someone who can appreciate. And here, there is somebody who is very eager to see, right? Otherwise you make painting, nobody sees it. So she said, okay, since you are going to see, let me show you so many things which are actually not, which you are looking for, but at least now you will be seeing. So she drew. And then she came to human beings. Manujeshu cha sa vrishnin Shuramanakan dundubhim Suraman Anak Dundubhim Vyalikhad Rama Krishna Ucha Pradyumnam Viksha Lajjita. So among the human beings also she drew the picture of various kings, and then she came to the Vrishnis. And she first drew the picture of Vasudev, Krishna's father. Anak Dundubhi is Krishna's father. And then she drew a picture of his son Krishna, then of Balram. Now Balram was not really needed because he has blue dress and he's not bluish in color. And then she drew Pradyumna. And when she drew Pradyumna, then Usha became little bashful because Pradyumna is father of Aniruddha and there was a resemblance. So it says Pradyumnam Viksha Lajjita. She became little bashful when Pradyumna was drawn. So it says Etesham Purushanam Madhye Tav Purusha Kah iti Prishta Usha Pradyumnam Viksha Swashuroyam iti Buddhya Lajjita. So Usha had asked that among these men, which one is your man? So then Usha looked at Pradyumna and she became bashful because it says, yeah, this is my father-in-law. And Indian tradition, the ladies, they are little shy to come in front of the father-in-law. Tatputram aniruddham viksha so aso yaso iti dviruktir. And then next is aniruddham vilikhitam viksha usha avang mukhi hriya so aso iti praha smemana mahipate. Then finally, when Chitralekha drew the painting of Aniruddha, then as soon as she saw him, she turned her face down out of shyness, Hriya, and said, he is the one, twice. And she was smiling, Smayamana Mahipate, O king. So for that he is commenting. Tatputram aniruddham viksha so aso iti durukti. So after seeing the painting of the son, that is son of Pradyumna, she said, he is the one. And she said twice. So we know that in Sanskrit, repetition is considered as a dosha, punarukti dosha. But if it has a purpose, if you remember, this came in where? End of Samasa, and it came in Nyaya Sutra. In Nyaya Sutra, they said there is Punarukti and there is Anuvad. When they are talking about the various statements in the Vedas, and the opponent was giving that in Veda there is a Punarukti dosh. Right? And he says, no, this is not Punarukti, it is Anuvad, and Anuvad is different. So Anuvad is also repetition, but repetition which is done with a purpose, means it conveys something. So this Durukti is here saying that Vishmaya Harshodayat. So you say it twice when you are surprised, look. You say like that. Or when you are very happy, sometimes out of fear, snake. Or there is fire. So when you have some intense emotion, such as fear, happiness, surprise, then also you repeat things. Or you want to stress something, then you say it again. So here also this repetition is because of, he says, Vismaya, she was astonished that how is that this Chitralekha is so expert. She has not seen these men, but she is drawing the pictures of these men. So because she is yogini, she has yogic powers. So atas tatra chitrapate ayamasya putro ayamasya nama iti pratilekha pratimopari taya akshrani api likhitani iti buddhyate. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that it seems that she was not only making the picture, painting, but she also wrote the name and said, this is the father and this is the son. That's why she could understand that this will be my husband and this will be my father-in-law. This is what he says. Chitralekhatam agyaya patram krishnasya yogini yayau vihaya sa rajan dvarakam krishna palitam. So now, once it was identified that who is the person who appeared in the dream, the next is to kidnap, because he said that I will bring him wherever he is in the three worlds. See, I have to travel to another planet, I will also go there. So therefore, Chitralekhatam Agyaya Patram Krishnasya Yogini. Chitralekha is described here as Yogini. Means she is accomplished in yogic powers. So she understood that this Anuruddha is grandson of Shri Krishna. So therefore she went up in the sky and took a flight. She could fly herself. So Yayau Vihayasa Rajan Dwarakam Krishna Palitam, and then she straight took a flight non-stop to Dwarka and landed there. Dwarka, which is protected by Sri Krishna. And she did not waste time. She swooped right into the palace of Aniruddha and lifted him up along with the cot. He was sleeping on a cot, so if she lifts him, he will wake up. So she lifted the cot. Must have a big door that the cot can come out, right? Generally you take a cot inside the room, you have to turn it to the side. So they must have bigger doors that she is bringing it out. And there are no guards. Or maybe he was sleeping in the open. On the roof? Yeah, maybe he was on the roof taking nice breeze coming from the sea. Cool, right? So then there were no guards there. So it was easy to kidnap. Otherwise kidnapping from the palace is not a simple thing. A lot of people around here, there. And was there light or it was dark? Maybe she had a torch light. She was searching headlight, put on the head. Because she has to use the hands to lift. So anyway, with yoga everything is possible. That is the point. So therefore he says, Tatra suptam supariyanke pradyumnim yogam asthita gritva shonitpuram sakhyai priyama darshayat. So he was sleeping happily. Maybe he was also dreaming. Right? Chitralekha was dreaming. He was also dreaming. So she uplifted him by the yogic power. Yoga mastita means being situated in the yoga, and brought him back to Shonitpur, the city where Usha was, and showed that look, here is the man sleeping here. Sachatam sundar varam vilokya muditanana dusprekshe svagrihe pumbhi reme pradyumana nina samam. So she was very happy to see that muditanana. Her face lit up that this such a beautiful man has come, and she took him inside the house, which is called here as Dusprekshe. She took her into her room where no man can go. So Dusprekshe, Pumbhi Dusprekshe means no man are allowed there. It's ladies' quarters. And Reme Pradyumnena Samam, and she enjoyed with him. Means he also woke up and realized, what is this, where I am. So Shonitpuram iti anantaram gatva iti shesha. So after going to Shonitpura city, yogam astita iti dvarkayam praveshtum ashaknuvatye tasyai Sri Naradena yog vidya upadesho harivansado drishta. So now he says that how it was possible for her to enter into Dwarka. Because Dwarka is the city of Krishna and it is protected. No ordinary being can enter into that just like that. So he says this happened by the yogic power which was given by Narada to her. Narada is a very important person. When things look impossible, then Narada comes and, right, wherever some twist comes in the story, then Narada is there. So he says that this story, where is this found? He says this is seen in Harivamsa Purana. That Narada meets Chitralekha and gives her some mantra. Because Narada is a devotee, so he has devotional power. It's not just ordinary yogic power. Because ordinary yogic power will not work in Dwarka. So he gave some bhakti yogic power through which he could enter there. Otherwise it is not possible. So this is arranged by not yoga but yoga maya. Shakti. So that's what it says. Sri Naradena Yoga Vidya Upadesho Harivam Sadhu Drishta. Chitralekha api Yoga Maya Amsha Bhuta iti Kechidahu. And there are some other commentators who explain that this Chitralekha herself was actually a manifestation of a part of Yoga Maya Shakti. That's why she could do such a thing. Pumbhir dusprekshe purushantar pravesha ashakya ityartha. And although he was brought there, then still he would be caught. Some other people will see. So he says that no, that was not possible because she had her own private quarters and they were guarded by the ladies. No men were allowed there. So nobody saw. And if the ladies, if they saw, they also did not see Yogamaya Samavrita. So with yogic power, she became invisible and brought him in. So now it is being described there, how they are together. Pararghya sraggandha dhupa deepasanadibhi pana bhojana bhakshescha vakyahi susrushayarchitaha gudha kanya pure shashvat pravriddha snehaya taya nahar ganansa bubudhe ushaya pritendriyaha. So he was dressed in very fancy clothes, decorated very nicely with gems, jewels, very expensive. Pararghya means very expensive, branded. So Sraggandha Dhupa Deepa Asanadevi. So she worshipped him by giving garland, by giving perfumes, giving incense, lamp, seat. It's like you worship the deity, you do all these things. So this is actually the tradition of receiving a guest in Vedic culture. Then you give something to drink, then something to eat, and bhakshya. So two words are used here, bhojana and bhakshya. So literally they both mean that which is eaten. Bhojan is also what you eat, bhakshya is you eat. But it is different. The difference is the way you eat it. So bhojan is that which you chew and bhakshya is which you swallow. So Vakyai and also spoke very sweet words to him. Sushrushaya Archita, and did service to him. So like we saw earlier, how Rukmani was doing service to Krishna, all these things. So same here. She was also worshipping him like this. And thus he remained in the palace of this girl, hidden, Gudha. Gudha means hidden, Kanya Pure Shashvat, continuously. Means he did not come out from there, because if he comes out, everybody will see, and then he will get caught, because no man is allowed there. So Praviddha Snehayataya, and their mutual love was increasing, so therefore they were not going out. And he says, Narha Ganan Sabubudhe, he did not even know how many days have passed. So this is the problem with love. Time stops. When you are happy, time passes quickly, right? When you are in pain, time stops. So therefore he says, Narha Ganan Sabubudhe, that he did not know how many days have passed. Why? Ushaya Apritendriya, that his senses were completely captivated by the love of Usha. So this is also not possible, because unless Krishna wishes it, this is not that something like this can happen. Aniruddha is not. Aniruddha is Paramatma. You see, we have first Purusha, second Purusha, third Purusha. So Aniruddha is the one who lives in Svetadvipa, and the Paramatma in our heart is an expansion of Aniruddha. So how is this possible that Aniruddha can become attracted and controlled like that? So because Krishna, he wanted to bless Shiva, who gave his word to Banasura that your match will come soon. So this is how he is arranging it. Otherwise, how Krishna will come here? There is no reason for him to come. So he has to create a reason. So he gets his own grandson kidnapped. Then he will come in search of that. So etar yat sushrushanam tena archita. So he was worshipped by the service which was done by her. There is not much comment on this. Then he is describing how the now problem comes. Tam tatha yadu virena bhujyamanam hatavratam hetubhir lakshayans chakrur apritam duravachadai bhata avedayans chakru rajanste duhitur vayam vicheshtitam lakshayamah kanyaya kuladushanam. So now, although they are not coming out, but at least they are eating and they are talking. So the servants, the ladies' servants, they saw. They did not see him, but they saw Usa, and they saw some change in his appearance. So therefore he says, Tam tatha yadivirene bhujyamanam hatavratam. So her chastity was lost, and this became evident from the symptoms, especially the joy which manifested on her face, which was unable to be concealed. She was unable to conceal her happiness. And these ladies, they thought that why she is looking so happy, what has happened. So they suspected. But they cannot tell her anything, because then she will get mad at them. So they were in dilemma what to do. So they went and told the king. So Bhata avedayans chakru rajanste duhitur vayam vicheshtritam lakshyame. And what did they say? They said that, O king, we see that your daughter is appearing differently, and although she is unmarried, but looks like that she is having a relationship with a man, and therefore she is kuladushanam. She is a stigma to your family. She is bringing a bad name to you. Now you do whatever you want to do. Her job is to inform you. So bhataha prakarantarena janan banor na shasti karishyati shastim karishyati iti prapta shankaha gyapyamasu kanyaya aparinitaya api. So why did they went and informed Banasur? So the reason was that if we do not inform and the king comes to know by some other means, then our life will be in danger, because we are the guards. And we'll say, how is that you are guarding and why you never informed this? So that means you are not doing your duty properly. So now to prove to the king that look, we are very alert, we cannot go inside, but just by looking at her we suspect something, that there is something fishy going on with your daughter. So please do whatever you want to do. So that's what they informed. Anupam.
Papaji left the commentary on 27th verse. Hetu bhi rati chinne duravachadai chadaitum ashakyai.
Okay. So she was anyway spoke. There is nothing new. So he was unable to hide the symptoms of love which she has manifested on her body, especially the happiness. Apritam ati anandavati mukhyam rati chinnam purpalak bhattastriya iti shesha. So the bhatta, the servants here, the guards here were all ladies. So they went and complained. Anapai bhir asma bhir guptayascha grihe prabho kanyaya dushanam pumbhir dusprekshaya navidmahe. So now they are making sure that the king does not suspect anything, that maybe you people were sleeping or you are not on your job and the man entered there. So they are saying that anapai bhir asma bhir, that we are never leaving that place even for a moment. Anapai bhir asma bhir guptayascha grihe prabhu, and she is well protected in that house. So how is it possible that she has been polluted by some men, although there are no men who can reach there, so nobody can enter? He says, we don't know this. We cannot figure this out, what actually has transpired. So anapai bhi apaya apsarpanam pramado va tadrahite. So anapai bhi means that they did not go away from there, or even if you don't go away, it's very common that the guards, they sleep, right? Especially at night, they sit down and they doze off. So he says, no, we never did anything like this. Dusprekshaya iti pathe dushtaya yogni preshya sakhi yasya tabhyam pumbhir dushnam pumjatya dushnam nevidma. So there is another reading. Instead of dusprekshaya, it says duspreshya, that maybe he has this friend who is a yogini and she has arranged for it. We don't know. Anumiya manam api pratakshi kartum na shaknuma. We can only guess, but the vyapti is not perfect here. So our guess can be hetvabhas. That's what they are saying. It's not possible to figure out how it has happened. So jatyakhyayam ekasmin bahuvachanam anyatasya iti bahuvachanam. So bahuvachan can be used for singular, because here the word is pumbhi. Pumbhi is plural by men. So obviously there are not more than one man inside. That is not That is impossible. The men will fight with each other. So he says this word pumbhi here, plural is in ekvachan only. The sense is only singular. Tataha pravathito bano duhitu shrutadushanah tvaritah kanyakagaram prapto drakshiti yadudvaham. So when Banasura heard this, then he was very much disturbed hearing the loss of chastity of his own daughter. So immediately he ran to the house of the daughter, and when he arrived there, he entered because he did not wait, and he saw Aniruddha there. So he's directly face to face seeing him. There's no comment on this. And this is what he saw him. Kamatmajam tam bhuvanaika sundaram syamam pishangam varam ambujekshanam brihad bhujam kundala kuntalattusha smitavalokenacha manditananam. So he saw him who was the son of Kamadev, the Cupid. Pradyumna is personification of Cupid. So Kamatmajam, son of Cupid, signifies that he was most beautiful. Therefore he says Bhuvanayika Sundaram, that in the three worlds he was the most beautiful. And Shyamam, he was blackish in color, Pishanga Ambaram, and he is adorned with yellow dress. Ambujakshanam, he had big lotus head, like lotus petals. Brihad Bhuja, long arms. Kundala Kuntala Tusha, and he had nice earrings and had curly hair on his face, and Smitavalokenacha Manditananam, and he had a beautiful smile on his face. That's how he saw him. Means he did not see him anxious, anxiety. Even when he arrived there, he did not care. He says, who are you? Divyantamakshaihi priyayabhinirmnaya tadang sangastan kunkujamasrajam bhavordadhanam madhumallikashritam tasyagre asinam aveksha vismita. So he saw that Aniruddha, he was sitting in front of his daughter. They were playing the same game which Balram was playing. So this was the pastime of the king's royal people. They will sit down and just play chess. So he was very surprised, Ashinam Aveksha Vismita, that this fellow is sitting here coolly and he's not worried. He doesn't think that I am Banasura, I am so powerful and I can smash him. He did not bother. So Divyantam Akshay Priyayabhi, he was playing game of dice with his beloved. Priyabhi Nimnaya Tadang Sangha Stanakunkuma Srajam. And he had a nice garland, and the garland had the saffron from the breast of Usha. That means they have embraced. And Bahor Dadhanam Madhumallik Ashritam. And the garland had slipped onto his arms. And this garland was made from the Mallika flowers, which were very sweet, nice, fragrant. And Tasya Agre Asinam. And he was just sitting in front. They are sitting opposite each other and playing. So they are not bothered. They are not in anxiety that somebody can catch us and we can be in trouble. Nothing. Otherwise, who is going to play a game like this, sitting quietly without any worries? Swabhinirmanaya param mangalaya tasyang sangena stan kunkumam yasyam tam srajam. Swabhinirmanaya means most auspicious, and that is about the garland. So he had this garland which had the saffron from the breast of Usha, because they embraced each other. So Amsbhyam Sakashat Skhalitam Bahor Dadhanam. And the garland has slipped down from his shoulders and come to his arms. Or Bahavo Bahu Sirsho Skandhyor Ityartha. Or the meaning of Bahu here is that which is above the Bahu, which is head, and it was on the shoulders. Madhu Mallika Vasant Bhava Mallika. Madhu Mallika is the Mallika which comes in the spring season. So Saradut Fulla Mallika, so that is the Mallika which comes in the autumn season. This was the Mallika which comes in the spring season. Tadashritam Tasya Usaya Agre Sandhirasya. So strangely here Tasya Agre is made a Sandhi, and even Braj Kishori cannot figure out how this can be Sandhi here, because the word is Tasyaha Agre, and then Visarga is dropped, and once you drop the Visarga you cannot make Sandhi after that. So therefore he says that this Sandhi is Arsha. This is an unusual usage, not according to the Panini grammar. Aho maha sahisino asye tavadapi dharshtyamiti vismita. So why was Banasura surprised or astonished to see this? He says, just look, how brave is this man. Even when I have come there, obviously when he went there, he did not just go quietly, tiptoeing. No, he went with all his soldiers and people. He is a king, He's not just walking. So there must be a lot of halla bulla, a lot of sound. So he's just sitting there and smiling. So this enraged him even more. That how is that this man sitting there like this? So he says, look at his audacity. Satam pravishtam vritamatatai bhatairani kairavalokyam madhava udyamya morvam parigham vyavasthito yathantako dandadharo jighamsaya. So then the king, he entered inside, and he was not alone. He was surrounded by his servants, bhata, who are atatai, means ready to fight, ready to kill, anikai. They were also soldiers. And Avalokya Madhava. So when Aniruddha, he saw all these people suddenly entering inside, so he thought, okay, now it's time to stand up. So he stood up and he took an iron club in his hand, and he was standing there just like death personified, ready to fight. Danda dharo jighamsaya, and he was ready to hit and kill. So Bhatais tan nikatvarti virai. No, that is Jiva Swami. Is there any comment there? Madhavo Aniruddha. Madhava here means Aniruddha, because they come in Madhu dynasty. And Murva Loha Vishesha Stan Nirmita. Murva is a special type of iron, like steel, and this parigha or the club was made from that. So now, Jigrikshayatan Paritah Prasarpatah Shunoyatha Sukarayuthapohanat Tehanyamana Bhaktad Vinirgataha Nirbhinna Murdhoru Bhaja Pradudrabu. So they all attacked him and they wanted to capture him. Jigrikshayatan Paritah Prasarpatah. So they all came near to him to catch him and bind him. And it was just like the dogs, they attack the sheep of the boar. So dogs, they attack the boar, the hogs. So he is standing and all these people, they came and they surrounded him. But then whoever was coming near to him, he was giving them the club. And te hanyamana bhavanad vinirgita. So whoever came near him got his prasad. So whoever got prasad ran away out. So te bhavanad, te hanyamana bhavanad vinirgata. So anyone who got hit by him, he ran out from there. Nirbhinna murdho uru bhuja pradudru. Because his one hit was breaking their arms or cracking their heads or their thighs were broken. So they all ran away like that. So then Banasura, he realized that this guy cannot be controlled by them, so he himself came. Tam nagapashair balinandano bali ghanantam sasanyam kupito babandha ushabhrasham shoka vishada vivvala baddham nishamyashru kalakshi arodishit. So then Bali here means powerful, because his father's name is Bali. So the powerful son of Bali Maharaj, Banasura, when he saw that his own army was getting smashed by Aniruddha, he became very angry. And what he did, that instead of coming and fighting with him, he bound him by using Nagapash. So Nagapash means he used his yogic power, and like snake ropes. Sometimes you mistake a rope for snake, and sometimes the rope actually is a snake. So when rope actually is a snake, that is called Nagapash. So there is no Brahma here. This is Prama. So he tied him with that. If you remember the story, Vamandev also tied Bali with Nagapash. When Vamandev said, "Give me 3 pieces of land now," and he said, "Okay." And then he became big and he got only 2 steps. Then he said, "Where is my 3rd step?" He said, "Put it on my head." So he did that, and then he said, "Okay, now bind him." So he was bound with Nagapash. That's when all the asuras started attacking Vamandev. He said, "How is this?" So he also got tied with Nagapash. So snake ropes. So when Usha saw this, she was extremely in grief and sadness and disturbed, because she heard, says Nisamya, Baddham means she has run away from there, it seems. And Ashru Kala Akshi Vyaraudish Sit. So she cried bitterly with eyes full of tears. So Ashru Dhare Akshini Yasya Sa. So she was having Akshu Dhare. Akshi. What is the reading? You have Akshay or is it Akshudhara? I don't see any Akshudhara.
On the 28th,
No, but where is it in the sloka?
the last part.
Ashru Kala it says here, and it says Ashru Dhare. Ashru Dhare Akshini Yasya Sa. Where is this? I don't know. Also, it is very strange that he has missed all the other slokas from 27 onwards in this. Anyway, so he says Ashru Kala, but it seems there is a different. He says Ashru Dhare Akshini Yasya Sa. And then he also comes Kali Vali Kamdhenu. So there is Kali here. I don't know, there is something mysterious. Where is Kali? Any Kali or Bali coming here? So anyway, you know these two dhatus are there in Sanskrit, Kali and Vali. And they are called Kamdhenu. These two dhatus in Sanskrit are considered as Kamdhenu. What does that mean? That means you can give any meaning to them. Whatever is fitting there, you can use them. And then another problem here, there are many words here which don't fit. Arot, si, sit. This is a very strange word. So that's why it says Arot sit iti arsham, arodit iti artha. The word which comes is arodit. The C is dropped. Then it says Vyasti namantar atmanam sweta dvipe mansataha bano abadhanat prabhor lila shaktirevatra karanam. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he concludes with a sloka. He says that Vyashtinam antar atmanam sveta dvipe sham ansataha. That Aniruddha, he is Paramatma of all the individual living beings. Vyashtinam antar atmanam. And he is the Lord of Sweta Dvipa, that's where he lives. That's where Brahma goes. Whenever Brahma has any problem, he goes to Sweta Dvipa. So that Vishnu who is lying down in that Kshirashagara, Milky Ocean, that is Aniruddha. So he says that these living beings are all his parts. When Krishna says, Mavai Vansa Lo Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that is his Amsas. So how is that this got bound by Bana, who is Amsa of him, Bano Abadanath? So he says that the only cause here is the Leela Shakti of Bhagwan. Prabhor Leela Shakti Revatra Karanam. There is no other cause. Iti Sarartha Darshinyam Harshinyam Bhakta Chetasam Dvishashti Tamai Tasmin Dasme Ajani Sangata. So this is the end of Sarartha Darshini on 62nd chapter of 10th canto, completed in the assembly of devotees, which gives bliss to bhaktas. Okay, who is there? Sri Hari, Srishti. Srishti?
Dandavat Pranam Papaji. The description of Aniruddha, how he is Ajanubahu, he has Kamal Nayan and Bhuvaneka Sundar, all these attributes are also known to be Krishna's attributes. So I'm curious as to how Usha differentiated between them when she saw their pictures.
It's only by Yoga Maya, otherwise it's not possible. They all look same. Even the painters make painting, they are similar. And we saw that even the queens of Krishna, they confuse sometimes Pradyumna with Krishna. There's so much similarity.
Right. Okay.
Sandeep ji.
So I have two questions. Actually, one is this Manasur being the son of Bali. So he must be knowing that like his father's pride was smashed by Vishnu, but still he is having that audacity of challenging Shiva. Well, in the sense he wanted to fight with Shiva, so still he is having that pride in him.
So what is the problem with that?
But after seeing, learning from his father, he still not got that lesson.
People don't learn lesson when their own pride gets smashed. And you are saying that he will learn From his father. For that you have to be a very good learner. Right? People, there are three types of people, you know that. There are people who learn from others' example. There are people who learn from their own experience. And there are people who never learn. So it is the third category which is prevalent.
Dhritarashtra is also third category. Dhritarashtra is also third category.
There are so many Dhritarashtras are there. We are also like that. If we had learned from the experience, why are we here in the material world? We keep on making the same stupid mistake again and again. Isn't it?
Yes.
Punarapi marnam, punarapi jananam, punarapi janani jatare senam. So we do the same stupid thing. When do we learn? If you could learn, we don't need such a big Bhagavatam.
So actually, his second question was like this. I was just thinking about when Shailesh asked about Balaram killing Rukmi. So Rukmi was unarmed, but then
Rukmi was?
Rukmi was unarmed. मतलब निहत्था था वो.
Yeah.
And but still Balaram hit him with his club and.
That's what you do in anger. This was not some battlefield. When you are angry, you don't see that the other person doesn't have anything to protect himself, and you warn him, look, I'm coming with a stick to hit you, I'm angry, you better get a stick. Otherwise I will be unlawful. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhrama. Okay, Malati.
Is the club part of Aniruddha's
No.
bodily?
No. It was kept there. It was pre-planned. Just in case.
But in a lady's quarters, there wouldn't be any weapon like that.
Yeah, any weapon, what is there? Maybe it was something to pound something, There is no weapon. Okay? All right.